Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a brand new episode of Friday Night WrestleCast. I'm your host, Rich Billy Jr., and tonight I'm joined by Mr. Adam Vale. How's it going, Adam?
Hey, what's up, people? Time to talk some wrestling.
Absolutely. And we're also joined by Miss Dana Abercrombie. How's it going, Dana?
It's going very well.
That's good. That's good. So I want to give a quick disclaimer. Sorry that I was not on last week. I had to attend a wedding. Very interesting, transformative experience. So I'll be sure to talk about that more in the future when I release a book or something along those lines. But I do want to give a shout out to Adam and Dana. They had a good show last week. So I can only hope that tonight's show will be just as good. But we shall see soon. All right, so obviously tonight we're going to be talking about the Extreme Rules pay-per-view that'll be taking place this Sunday on WWE Network for only $9.99. Yes. But before we get to that,
at least for now.
Oh, at least for now. There you go. At least for now. We'll see if that stays. But before we get to that, we're going to first talk about some news stories that took place this week. So, Dana, I'm going to pass the mic over to you to get into these news stories, and Adam, cue the music.
Oh yeah.
All right, real quick, I have some really great news that I know you two are going to love. If you're hoping for a Nintendo Switch version of WWE 2K19, you will be disappointed to hear that it is not happening at all. In a recent interview, Take-Two Interactive confirmed that the upcoming wrestling title will be skipping Nintendo's latest console entirely. Instead, the game is solely in development for PC, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One. They released the following statement saying the game will not be available on Nintendo Switch. 2K is focused on making the best possible experience for WWE 2K fans and will continue evaluating opportunities to deliver the franchise across additional platforms.
Well, because the one that's on there is still broken. That's the problem. It's like well, we can't fix the one we have on it now. So what do you expect us to do? We can't work miracles, And all they do is lie, because the last patch for the Switch version said, "Oh, now it's up to par with the PS4 and Xbox One." They should have put ... psych, because this shit is busted. Because it cannot. I'm telling you, just a one-on-one match. A one-on-one match, you might as well just flip a quarter and hope the shit works, because it may not work. And it's sad. It's really, really sad. And then the fact that it's still in the Switch store at a full price, that's even worse. Because at least if it was on Steam, and I brought this up during Throwdown yesterday when we sort of talked about this. Remember when Batman Arkham Knight, that came out and that was broken right out the gate for PC? What did they do? They pulled it. They said, you know what? This shit is broken. We'll pull it, we'll fix it, and we'll come back at a later date. Well, they should, Nintendo and 2K should have did that with this game. The shit is still there for the people that can easily just don't follow the news, or let's say kids that just like, I want a wrestling game, and then it's like, yo, parents, all right, let's go get it. Let's just click it, because for some reason we can't find it in the store. I wonder why. And you know why? Because it's broken. And when they download it and they pay the $60, it just doesn't work. And it's still there in the eShop. They haven't removed it. People have put up petitions, and there's a million damn web channels where people just complaining and bashing it and showing every reason why this is complete garbage, and it's still there. So it sucks, and no one got a refund. Nothing. So
I just want to say something. First and foremost, I know you actually picked up the game, so definitely understand the frustration with that. But allow me to just say this. I think that this right here is absolutely unacceptable. And a reason why I say that is because if 2K truly cared about this franchise, they would actually invest in making sure that there is a Switch version. Because how are you going to have a Switch version of NBA 2K19, but you can't put the money behind making sure the Switch version for a WWE game actually is out there in the open? That to me just shows laziness by 2K. And again, I understand that there are different developers involved in the WWE game versus the NBA game, but they are both under the banner of 2K Sports. So I would think that they should invest money into making sure that there is a Switch version and that it actually works. So this is horrible, but you know, I'm not surprised because we always talk about that they are very lazy with these WWE games. So it's not too surprising, but it is very, very disappointing because they could easily fix this issue if they actually invested time and money into actually fixing it. But yeah, that's all I was going to say.
Well, in other 2K19 news, you guys should already know, Ronda Rousey is officially joining Rey Mysterio as two of the announced pre-order bonuses for the game. So you know you guys are excited about that. The commercial is really great, though.
Yeah, I think the commercial is great. I'm glad that they had a bit of a tribute to Piper.
Yeah, that was sweet.
The only issue that I have with this, because I did see a lot of people commenting on this when they saw it, you know, we can all agree the video was great, but the complaint of the fact that this is a character that should already be on the roster, I think that's a valid complaint. Because they said pre-order. So you tell me if I don't pre-order the game, will I get Ronda Rousey at a later time, like they did with Goldberg in the last game? I don't really know if I like that because she should already be on the roster, but that's just my opinion. How about you, Adam? What do you think about this?
I think it doesn't do anything for me. It's like, okay, so she's in it, but she hasn't done much in wrestling itself. So why should anyone get hyped to play as her? You know, it's just got to be the entrance, and even that isn't that, you know, impactful. So I don't see it as like a wow. Now I definitely have to get this. You know, it just doesn't do it. Rey Mysterio, he should already be in the damn game. Come on now, he's not new. You know, you're just going to use the same character model that you have from the previous ones when he was around. They could have gone bigger. You have to get somebody else. You can't just hash this out. It's like, oh yeah, we got Rey Mysterio. It doesn't matter. I'm not getting this version anyway. So, you know, but it doesn't do anything for me. Just another disappointment. But whatever.
So Dana, I know that you have grown to become a Ronda Rousey fan. Are you planning on picking up this game, pre-ordering for this particular addition to the roster?
Ronda who? Who's Ronda? What happened?
She's a dancer on Craigslist.
Who's this Ronda? No. Like Adam said, she is improving and she's very good with what she's doing right now. It's too early for her to be a pre-order. Just put her in the game.
Yeah.
She had like what, 3 matches?
Well, that's the thing. I'm pretty sure that people will be playing in more matches with that character than you'll see her actually wrestling, because I've only seen her have 2 official matches on actual pay-per-views, and then she is going to be at Extreme Rules in the audience. So we'll see.
Pre-order that Ronda Rousey to see her in the audience.
Man, this is nothing. I mean, whatever. This is. I shouldn't be surprised. I mean, this is their whole strategy. It's the same every year. Same thing. They come out. They talk about these pre-orders. You know, it's like, yeah, go get this money out. Okay, come on. You know you want this. I'm like, but what do we want? We don't even know what we're getting. Oh, well, you don't want to know what you're getting because you're getting the same shit you got last year, and it's gonna be worse. Oh, thanks. Because it's just a disappointment. They're not trying to sell the game on us. They're trying to sell these characters on us. And once you do get it, for those that go around like, yeah, I'm gonna get it, and you play with them like, oh wow, this is the same as last time when they were in the game. All right, what else can the game offer? Oh, it can't offer much because it's just rehashing old shit year in and year out. I'm bitter.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing. It's just upsetting, and the only way that we can make a change is just vote with our wallets. So just don't buy it, and that'll force them to go back to the drawing board and say, all right, well, what can we do to make it better? How about just put a new engine and get creative and go on a different route, because this shit is broken right now, and they just keep rehashing this broken mess, and it keeps getting the bad reviews because of it. But they don't care, because obviously it's just a toy, just like all the other little action figures, and it's just something that's supposed to come out every year. Doesn't matter if it's good or not. They have a schedule, and that schedule is make sure there's a game every year. At least give us like All Stars. Give us another All Stars. Update that. That was fun. That they can easily put that on the Switch. They did it. It was on 3DS. I have it on my 3DS right now. Why can't they make something like that? I think it's because there's a whole other studio, and they probably got rid of that studio.
Yeah, I believe that's exactly what it is. But hey, it's all good. We will be sure. I will be sure to try out the game, and I will be on this particular podcast once again talking about the issues with the game, because there's going to be some issues. But hey, it might not be as bad, but we'll see.
Yeah, I just want my No Mercy. You guys already know that. Just remaster that.
Why? I'll just take back another Def Jam fight for New York.
Oh yeah, Def Jam would be awesome.
Just bring back, just get something like that. I mean, but then again, that all comes up to licensing. That's the other reason, because we could have all the dreams. Oh yeah, bring this back, because it's Akai and their fight system that's gone. But Aki, that would be awesome. But the licensing, especially for something like Def Jam, you got to pay all those labels again and rappers and do all that. That's the whole reason why we don't have the remakes of Tony Hawk. People get like, oh, we just rehash Tony Hawk, bring him up. They just can't. First, the studio's not around. Neversoft is gone. And then with all the music that's in it, all the skaters, it would have to repay all of them. They would have to track them down. So, hey, can we put this again? Are you cool with this?
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
That is not gonna happen.
But yeah, I mean, don't worry. I'm telling you guys, 2K19 is gonna be absolutely phenomenal. So,
oh gosh,
just remember that.
And remember, there's a reason why they don't send you a copy of the game. Always remember that. They don't want you to get a review copy because they know it's garbage.
Well, we'll see if that changes this year. It's always a possibility there may be some changes. Yeah.
Look, you both laughing about that. It's like saying Santa's real. Come on now.
Come on now. A white man in a red suit comes down the chimney at night and gives you gifts for no reason.
Oh yeah, you're right.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing when it comes to wrestling that we could all look forward to, and we could count the days. Just look at the calendar. We got Fire Pro coming. Just a few more days coming in August, and this one will have the New Japan Pro Wrestling guys in it. And if it's on point, if we can, because that's the thing, it's an older audience that knows about the Fire Pro. That's so if this launches and this could attract the younger generation that are not familiar with the series, then that's it. That opens up a whole floodgate, because then people just jump on that. Like, wow, I got a wrestling game. This is what I'm going to be playing. And then they won't jump over when wrestling comes out, because I think that's the main thing when it comes to the WWE games. It's the only one in town. It's the only pro wrestling game. Back in the day, we had a bunch of other ones. The backyard wrestling, that was pretty bad, but you had some other ones that came out. Acclaim used to make some of the ECW games. Those are bad, but still, there was an option.
But see, that right there is essentially what is needed. We need other options. This is the same reason why WWE is a pretty bad product right now. Yeah, you need other options. So that's 100% correct. And hopefully the Fire Pro game is good. I definitely do plan on trying it out. So, but we'll see what happens with 2K19. Because again, I'm telling you both, it's gonna be simply phenomenal.
So,
I don't see it. I just don't see it. I don't see what they could possibly offer this. Wow, this. Think about it. Like, what can they do right now that we know it's not gonna happen? Well, what for you would sell you on this? Because we know the roster, and that's but it's gonna have all the. Yeah, we already know the roster's always up there. That's their selling point. That they have the roster and they have the entrances. That's it. When it comes to something else, like the story and all that, it's never right. It's never there.
Well, there's a lot of things they have to do to sell me on the game, but we'll see. We'll see. I have to think about that a little bit further, but I don't want to go too off topic. I know there's a couple other news stories.
Oh yeah, I forgot we were talking about news. See, you got me all.
Yeah. Oh no, don't worry. We'll come back to that a little bit later on in the show if we have time. But yeah, Dana, continue.
You see, you weren't here last time. The news segment lasted 3 hours. That alone.
Oh really?
Right there. We kept going on and on and on.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I wasn't here, but interesting. But no, just continue with because we do have to talk. We do have to talk about that pay-per-view. So after the pay-per-view, we can probably go back to this, but we'll see. But yeah, continue, Dana, with the other stories you wanted to mention.
All right. Well, really quickly, Raw drew its lowest viewership in history. Monday Night Raw had only 2.4 million average viewers. So ain't nobody watching the show.
I'm surprised that hasn't happened. It hasn't been happening for the last year and a half. Ever since that superstar shakeup, Raw has just been, well, no, even before that, it was still bad. So that's interesting. But we'll see.
In the toilet now, not surprisingly. But other than that, we have those who don't know, WWE has been going really hard at trying to get an Emmy nomination because they want to be mainstream and hip and want everyone to watch their products and their programs and everything. So those who don't know, back in June, they had this huge showcase. This is when Ronda Rousey came and she, did that whole promo with Nia Jax, and I'm going to wrestle you for your title. That whole thing. Well, during that event, they were trying to get an Emmy nomination for the following categories. It was for Raw and Mixed Match Challenge for Best Structured Reality Program, Total Bellas and Total Divas for Outstanding Unstructured Reality Program, WrestleMania 34 for Outstanding Variety Special, WWE 24 Empowered, and Andre the Giant for Best Documentary or Non-Fiction Special. And it resulted in a grand total of 0 nominations. So, but they did, however, get one little caveat, and that they will be mentioned on the awards ceremony on NBC on September 17th. So they're going to be promoted by NBC to watch their WWE programming. That's yay. Good for them.
It should be listed. It's a television show. It's just a live action television show. It's scripted. So if it's scripted and it's live action, I mean, it's definitely not a reality show. So, and it's not a sport. So yeah, and it's the longest running syndicated show, cable show in history. So it has to be linked. It has to be. I get it. I see exactly why they bring it up, and they have a valid point. Just makes sense because wrestling's just been in its own little bubble for so long. People can goof on it and say whatever they want, but the main star, the number one star in Hollywood now, was a pro wrestler and made it from pro wrestling. So it can't be that much of a joke. Those days are over. You can't joke about it anymore.
Yeah,
it's a serious contender.
And this same guy may or may not be running for presidency. So yeah.
Did you see that? Did you hear about that? I watched the Stephen Colbert episode recently where he was on talking about Skyscraper, and he said straight up that he is serious about it, but he lacks experience. He said it, and that's the bottom line for all of this. Just because someone like Trump can come along and do it, don't mean everybody should be doing it.
Yeah.
And people are like, oh, Oprah should do it. Why the hell should she do it? Because she has the most likes? Come on now. It takes experience. That's the whole reason why people are getting on this guy now. We don't want that. That's not what we want. We want change and all that stuff. Yeah, but we need somebody with experience. You don't go to somebody who says, yo, I watch a bunch of YouTube videos. I'm pretty sure I can do this surgery. You don't need to go to some doctor. I can do it. No, you go to a real doctor. It's the same thing with politics. You need somebody who knows the ins and outs.
Absolutely.
That's why I don't buy it. If he goes running, I can't support that. Unless there really are no other options. and his running mate is a real politician. That's just the only way it's gonna work. We it's the same thing like even with we saw with CM Punk. Here's a guy with no prior real fight background, no real fight training, wants to go into UFC. What did you expect was gonna happen?
I thought that they was gonna match him up with someone that's equally sucked.
They did, and it's just the first time no, they gave him someone who was new, but this time someone equally that sucked, and he still got beat. It's just some things just don't carry over, and it's hey, he tried, give him all the credit. That's it, but it didn't happen. Some things just don't go well like that. So that's what I see with this. So I'm glad they're getting nominated.
No, they're not getting nominated.
They're not. You just said they were going to be there.
I said they're going to be announced during the Emmys.
What does that mean? What? That's a commercial.
Watch WWE on Monday.
What's so different than them?
They got that much. Finally, their goal is to get this huge recognition and break away from wrestling so that other people will know that they exist and watch their programs. Remember, they have Total Divas, Total Bellas. They have really great documentaries that come on the WWE network, and they're trying to get that nomination.
That should be part of the ESPYs then, because those get listed on the ESPYs. Those type of documentaries are the athletes, and they go behind the scenes of what they're doing. And I don't know if that'll carry over. What I'm talking about is the actual show. Raw, SmackDown, all of that.
Well, that's what they're trying to do. Remember, one of the nominations was to get for WrestleMania 34. Okay. And also for their mixed match challenge, which I was the only one who watched.
But you know what? Who cares about all those award shows? When you got even the music industry, when you got best hard rock and it's going to or best metal act going to Foo Fighters. Come on now. No, you don't even know what's going on. I mean, no disrespect to Foo Fighters, I love them, but that's not heavy metal for me. I'm sorry, but it's so detached. So I don't know. I get why they want to get involved in that mainstream, but whatever. We'll see if they just make an appearance with an ad for the network. That's lame. I don't see that.
Okay. Well, after making a surprise appearance at UFC 226 last Saturday, Brock Lesnar. It seemed that he's posed to return to the octagon, but before he goes back into the octagon ring, he is finally confirmed to be returning to WWE to defend his title. Yay! Once a year, he's making that return, so he will be at SummerSlam.
I heard it was over. I don't know if it was just a rumor, but I heard that he's going against Daniel Cormier. Did they sign that? Is that official that he has a UFC fight?
They didn't sign anything yet, but that's what everything's leaning towards.
Yeah, because if that's the case, because I know somebody, then he's definitely dropping that title down because he's got to go and train.
He just recently just got into a huge fight with Nick Diaz, but other than that, he's not signed with any type of UFC match.
He has to be cleared first before he can compete, and that's going to take about 6 months.
Oh yeah, well they can still announce a fight and then he has to be cleared, but it's still going to take him about 6 months just to get into shape and to get all the steroids drained out of him. So it is what it is, man. You know,
steroids drained out. Yeah, we'll see about that.
That was people don't understand that was the whole shit. That's what they found in his system. It wasn't steroids. It's the chemicals and stuff that you use to filter out steroids. So when they found that in his system, then they were like, oh, now we know you were doing steroids because you had the following in your system.
Yeah.
So he tried to clean it out. So he wasn't lying. He never said he didn't juice. He did juice. He just tried to get rid of it. And they just found that resonance of the solution or the chemicals that they used to clear that shit out. So. It's weird. I don't know.
We'll see. Well, according to a whole bunch of people, Screen Rant, comicbook.com, it's been reported that WWE is considering not one, but 2 WrestleMania events by 2020. Yeah, basically what they're going is, you know how we got the Greatest Royal Rumble and Royal Rumble? Their goal is to reach outside of North America and to put on an international show. And so we might get a big international version of WrestleMania. I don't know what they would call it, but the reason behind it is
wait, I know they said WrestleMania. Wasn't that the name? I saw that report too. They said that it would be called WrestleMania.
You need something else than WrestleMania because people just
that's it. They was just, I don't know why they want to go that route, but at least that's what the rumor, the float around name was.
I thought that these other shows are supposed to be treated as also big shows like SummerSlam. So I'm a little confused in Royal Rumble. So I'm confused why they would want to have two WrestleManias, the same title, the same name.
At least like greatest WrestleMania ever or something like that. Have WrestleMania and WrestleMania. Hey, did you see WrestleMania? Which WrestleMania?
Yeah, that's too much. I think this to me is why it's probably not a good idea to have an old man like Vince McMahon in charge, because this sounds like an idea he would have. Yeah, let's have another WrestleMania and let's also name that WrestleMania as well.
Well, I could see it as like WrestleMania and the name of wherever. What is it? Dubai or WrestleMania? UK, whatever the hell their location. So it's like this is for them. This is their special day. So. This is what happens when people start throwing a large amount of money. You don't think about it. You just take the money and like, we'll figure shit out when we get there.
Yeah, remember now it's a $1 billion company, and then on top of that,
that's. But I heard the guy's got a raise.
Yeah.
Right. So at least some of that money's trickling down to the boys and girls of the wrestling biz.
Yeah, some. So, yeah. So in happy, shocking news, Ring of Honor and New Japan Pro Wrestling announced Thursday that they will join forces and present the G1 Supercard at the Madison Square Garden on April 6th during WrestleMania weekend of next year. The show will go head-to-head with WWE's NXT show at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn. So this is destined to join a long list of historical wrestling moments where better to hold it than at Madison Square Garden. Ring of Honor Chief Operating Officer Joe Clark said in a news release that he is extremely proud of what he's been able to achieve as a company, and he's very appreciative of how great the relationship with New Japan Pro Wrestling has become. However, none of this wouldn't be possible without our fans, who are truly the best in the world. And Madison Square Garden would not be possible without them, and for that I am most grateful. So that is huge news, considering it's been like around 50 so years before there's been like a big wrestling show other than WWE at the MSG.
I don't know, but hey, we'll see. We will see. We'll see how this goes.
Good. They're growing their audience, and they're already, G1 is here in America, and that's tomorrow. So very exciting.
Oh, I forgot his name. I gotta find it. But did you see from the last G1 last week, the guy broke his neck? Oh,
yes.
He's
alive.
He's alive. Yeah. He continued on with the match. I mean, he took that shot, that weird finisher, It was oh man, that was pretty bad. I think you watched that show, didn't you watch it? I didn't watch that show. I think that was the show you watched. You were watching it, yeah.
Wasn't it? Mm-hmm. It was It reminded me of, remember when Sabu broke his neck?
Oh, from the Chris Benoit. Oh, that was worse, I think, because that was like he went straight up, and we knew that he was going straight down.
Nothing in between that. That was terrible.
That was terrible.
So, WWE has released their mid-year awards for 2018 on their Instagram of all places. Best Male Wrestler, AJ Styles. Best Female Wrestler, Ronda Rousey. Hottest Rivalry, AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura. Most Surprising Return, Bobby Lashley. Most Shocking Moment, Roman Reigns spearing Brock Lesnar through the steel cage at the Greatest Royal Rumble, not the Royal Rumble, but the greatest one. Best diss, John Cena mocking Undertaker for his workout videos on Michelle McCool's Instagram. Best match, Seth Rollins versus Finn Balor on the April 30th episode of Raw. Funniest moment, Titus O'Neil sliding under the ring at the Greatest Royal Rumble.
Titus is the only one I leave up there. All the other ones I would remove and replace them with NXT matches because NXT killed it. And 205. The biggest feud has to be the best feud. The Buddy Murphy, Mustafa Ali. Holy moly, man. That last match they just had was crazy. The matches that those two have been having have been crazy. And it's like they don't have it. See, it's this type of shit that pisses me off.
Wait, not Gargano?
No.
Huh?
Well, no, I did, but that was no. That's not the feud for me. They had a great match. That would put that on there. But when it comes to the feuds, oh man, this was the Bobby, the Buddy and Mustafa. Those matches they've been having have been bananas, and I just don't get it. Like here it is. There's a list that you just read off, and it's as if 205 doesn't even exist. It's as if NXT doesn't exist.
Yeah.
It's still part of the universe. This is still the universe. Stop with the whole Raw SmackDown.
Well,
you're ruining your own product. Include the other two.
We know Vince doesn't watch NXT, so that's why he is the one that probably had the final say and said, no, we're not going to mention that. But I will say I'm very surprised that Roman Reigns is not the best male wrestler because, I mean, that is Vince's boy. So that's very surprising. And then Braun Strowman also not even considered in that nomination either. So I find that to be very interesting. But hey, but Ronda Rousey, the best female. So there you go.
Please. She's entertaining. She just got there. Give her time to grow, but she's not there yet. I wouldn't put her in that yet. But
you see here, in a weird way, I kind of agree with her being there because the women's division is tanked so badly. I mean, we have Ellsworth now basically wrestling instead of the women. So to me, yeah, she's the most standout.
If I was to give a honorable mention in that particular category, I would have said Asuka up until WrestleMania when she had the winning streak. But again, Ronda Rousey is a more popular name, so they went with that. And even though she's only had a few matches, a few than everyone else, still exceeded a lot of people's expectations. So I can understand why they have that on the list. But I do think mid-year, I want to see the end of the year awards because I think then that's a little bit more time to evaluate some of them choices that was on that list.
I just want to see the Slammies. I miss the Slammies.
There you go.
Remember when big deal? Oh, the Slammies.
I do remember that. I agree.
But in other news, Bret Hart is really angry, and as we already know, Mark Henry is angry. Now, everybody's angry at the fact that Owen Hart is not in the WWE Hall of Fame. He's not being mentioned at all by the WWE, and we all know that the culprit allegedly is Martha Owens, Owen Hart's widow. Well, Bret Hart recently made comments on CBS in his Corner podcast regarding his wife, Owen Hart's wife, about the tragic death in 1999 and basically her distancing herself and Owen Hart's memory from the WWE. During the interview, Bret Hart said, "I think Martha, Owen's widow, she's very obtuse, square-headed person. I think she's done more to erase my brother Owen's memory than she ever did to remember him. I think it really bothers me that the fans that loved Owen so much didn't get a chance to remember him. You do these kinds of things for people who are here, and you allow them to be remembered." So Martha is very angry at everybody calling her out. She's angry at Mark Henry for maybe when he was crying during the whole acceptance speech about Owen. She's upset. And she responded by saying, "Bret's comments are rooted in the fact that I have steadfastly refused to work with the WWE to exploit Owen's image for commercial gain. Owen was an incredible entertainer, and I know that his many fans around the world enjoy his wrestling career immensely. I encourage them to continue to do so, but I am firm in my belief that WWE was responsible for Owen's death. As a result, I cannot and will not support any efforts by the WWE to profit from Owen's memory. Instead, my son, OJE, and daughter, Athena, have worked tirelessly to honor Owen through the good works of the Owen Hart Foundation, which has exceeded $4 million in gift giving and contributions towards scholarships, homeowner businesses, and other special products that have greatly improved the lives of so many in Canada and around the world. We have always believed that Owen would be very proud of the tremendous accomplishments in the foundation that has achieved in his name. Bret Hart's comments are disrespectful and cruel. It is disappointing that so many in the media have chosen to report them without seeking my perspective. Whatever Bret may believe, the fact is that I am far from erasing Owen Hart's memory. I have devoted the last 20 years to celebrating his life in a very public way. I can think of very few people who have been remembered so glowingly by their spouse.
She's wrong. He's not being remembered because we will get old and we will die off, and those memories of Owen will die with us.
Yeah.
That's the whole point. It's for the younger generation, the next generation, that they can remember him and they can experience him. That's all it's about. She's got it all wrong. She forgot he was a wrestler. If he was still alive today, he would definitely want to be in the Hall of Fame. Even if shit hit the fan with WWE, he was like, well, that's where I belong. I mean, come on now. She's full of it. That just pisses me off. She's just bitter. I get why she's bitter, but she has to remember that this is bigger. It's bigger. She keeps talking about his legacy. Legacy was in wrestling. You want him to live on in that memory and think, oh, you were helping his foundation? Well, no one's going to know. Because later on, when that foundation is still going, like, oh, it's for Owen Hart. Who's Owen Hart? He was a wrestler. He wrestled where? You know what I mean? That's what you're going to get. Because people are like, well, he wasn't in my zeitgeist. I didn't know anything about him. We know because it was during our time.
Mm-hmm.
But that time is going to fade out. Just like when we start telling people about going to Tower Records and Virgin Megastore to get CDs. What are you talking about? Everything's online. You actually went somewhere to get music?
I agree with pretty much everything that was said. I just want to leave this comment. Yeah, I understand that she has a grudge with WWE, doesn't want to really work with them in any capacity, but I think that everything that you said and the fact that she is trying to do this stuff with this organization, it will go a lot further if she has WWE backing and promoting it on their end as well. And I really don't understand why Owen Hart is not in the Hall of Fame. I don't understand why Vader is not in the Hall of Fame.
Well, Vader's going to be in it, but Owen, they couldn't put him in because she said no.
Yeah, I understand that, but my whole thing is that, yeah, she can disagree with them, but I would think sooner or later, it's going to pass over to her kids. Maybe her kids may want to see their dad in there. You know, if eventually she passes away, her kids may actually want to see him in the Hall of Fame, so then they may work with WWE. So I don't really understand why she continues to hold this grudge with them. I mean, this happened a long time, and again, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I know her because I know how it is to lose somebody, but of this magnitude, it's a totally different thing because it was her husband. But you got to also look at the bigger picture here. If you're trying to have his legacy go on, you should be trying to get help from the place that he was actually working with, because I think that they can get that organization in front of a lot more people than she can on her own. But yeah, I think Bret is correct in what he said, but I like that Bret doesn't hold his tongue and says whatever, and is very keeps it real and raw. So I'm all for that.
Oh, Bret. Bitter Bret, but he's right in his time. This time he's actually right. I agree he should be in the Hall of Fame, and it's just really ridiculous. I do understand her point of view, though.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just an unfortunate situation overall. But lastly, Pro Wrestling Sheet has learned that WWE officials internally are discussing the idea of presenting an all-women's event for a main roster talent in the fall. Now, as you guys know, remember the Greatest Royal Rumble, that basically no women were allowed to attend. None of the wrestlers were allowed, the female wrestlers were allowed to attend. So as a form of like, we apologize and we want to make it up to you, this is where this event is going to come and come into place. I
just would like to say, and this might be rather controversial to say, but I figure I'm going to say it anyway since we're having a discussion. I think it's too little too late for WWE. All the goodwill that they did with building up this women's revolution was undone when they decided to do Greatest Royal Rumble. And they said, we want the money. We don't care. The women can't compete, whatever. We're not going to do nothing about that. Now, I do understand that they are going to try and change that for future shows, but I feel like it's too late. They haven't really focused on the women right ever since that event. You know, honestly, when you think about it, you know, you had Ronda Rousey come in there. That got a lot of attention at WrestleMania. That was great. You had the Royal Rumble match with the women actually in the match. You had them in the Money in the Bank match. But that Money in the Bank match was pretty horrible, if I had to say. But I don't really feel like they focused on it anymore since that event. So I don't really trust them to really do a great job with this particular show. But once again, you know, I just want to say that they can do it, but I will not forget that they decided to choose money when they decided to do that Greatest Royal Rumble earlier this year. I think to me, a lot of people are not going to forget that, and they're going to hold that against them moving forward. But that's just my opinion.
Well, I think that the whole thing with the women is kind of just ever since that they decided their matches are awful, and it's been like that. I would say probably after WrestleMania.
Oh yeah, I agree.
So to me, I don't want to see a show really. If you're going to be at that same level that you are now, imagine a 2 to 3 hour show of just bad matches. Now I know they may bring in other talent, which will be great, but hopefully it's at a better level.
Hopefully.
So.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
Oh no, I just going to say, yeah, I'm not trying to discredit what Ronda Rousey did at WrestleMania. Yeah, that was great. I was surprised to see that, but I don't trust WWE to do justice with this particular show because it feels like it's an apology. We're sorry we couldn't have women at the Greatest Royal Rumble, so we're going to have them at this event instead. I feel like that's I for some reason I just don't think I don't like that, but a lot of people are going to not like it either. But we'll see what happens.
We'll see indeed. But that's everything that's been going on this week so far.
Awesome. Well, yes, thank you very much for those news stories. And now I want to take this opportunity to get into what I think is going to be the big topic for tonight, which is, of course, is our predictions for WWE Extreme Rules 2018. I did speak to Adam prior to tonight's show, and he told me he is absolutely excited for this pay-per-view. This is without a doubt the pay-per-view he is looking forward to most all year long. So I can't wait to hear what he has to say about some of these matches.
Damn wrestling.
So we actually have 12 matches that are on this card right now, and there are 2 pre-show matches, one of which was confirmed earlier today. So we're going to start with the pre-show. We now have a confirmation that Andrade Cien Almas will take on Sin Cara. So who do you guys pick to win this match? I can say right now, my pick obviously is Almas.
He has to. He has to make a mark. He hasn't done anything since he arrived.
He's forgettable on SmackDown.
Yeah, they haven't. And I mean, I heard that he had a match with Sin Cara this past week on SmackDown. But I recall weeks ago, he wasn't even on SmackDown and wasn't even in any matches. So I would hope that this now means they're going to actually start to let him wrestle more on TV. I have no idea what the hell they're doing over on with the booking on SmackDown. But yeah. So Dana, you also say Almas as well. That's your pick.
It has to be, or else why is he even there?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Almas. I think we can all agree Almas will win. The other pre-show match, and this is one I'm sure everybody's looking forward to in this call. We have the New Day, Kofi Kingston, Big E, and Xavier Woods taking on Sanity, Eric Young, Alexander Wolf, and Killian Dane in a tables match. So my pick for this is very obvious. It is Sanity. And I don't really know why New Day is still together. I thought they were going to give Big E a singles push. I guess that is a bit of delayed now for some reason. I have no idea. But Sanity, yeah. I picked Sanity to win this match because Sanity is, I feel like they want to do something with these guys. This is the opportunity to do something with them. But that's my pick, Sanity. How about you, Dana?
I picked Sanity as well, but again, they're booked so poorly. Like when they come in, you could hear like the pure dead silence from the fans. It's so depressing because you see how great they are at NXT, and then when they get to SmackDown, it's just crickets. And remember how everybody was like excited that they made it to SmackDown because at least it was in Raw. Right now, it's just oh god, they're equally awful. But yeah, Sanity, because they need it, and they need people to actually recognize them, even though no one watches NXT, and they've been there for the longest.
Yeah, it just isn't. I don't know if it's just the way they promote it or promote them, but it has no oomph to it. And I guess it just goes back to just the network itself. Maybe it is a wake-up call for us. It's like, wow, sometimes I forget. There's only 1.2, 1.3 million people that have the network. So a large majority of people do not have it and that are watching the product, and they don't know who these guys are.
No, that's not an excuse because you have SmackDown and Raw to advertise NXT.
Oh, yeah.
And they don't do that. Remember how they used to advertise? Remember how every time on SmackDown they would recap Raw 15,000 darn times?
Yeah. I get it.
They don't do that with NXT. So therefore, if you don't have the network, you legit don't know who these guys are. And it's your own freaking brand.
That's true.
So WWE needs to start acknowledging all of their shows. I don't get it.
There's one question I did want to ask very quickly before we move on to the other match. Why is Insanity still feuding with the Usos? Because I thought when they introduced them, they had started something with the Usos. Now you have them in a totally different match against New Day on for this particular card. Do either one of you know the answer to that question? Because I didn't see SmackDown this past week, so I'm trying to get an understanding as to why they're feuding with New Day now.
They just threw them together. Sanity's been coming around and like basically just manhandling everyone, but the audience is dead and doesn't care.
Okay.
So that's why they have the match. I don't know what it is. No one's watching. No one cares. I can't even say that they're booked bad because they're not. Just that no one knows who they are because no one watches NXT. So they've been just coming around and manhandling everyone. The same thing with Almas.
Yeah, because they called all of these people up at the same time, and then they weren't even on TV. Like when they had the debut of the same week of the SmackDown trade, you just saw video promos. Oh yeah, they're coming soon, but they're not on the show. So yeah, that right there is no wonder people don't really know them yet. And that's WWE's fault, 100%.
It's always their fault.
Yes. Okay, so now we're going to move on to the main card. First matchup, we have Alexa Bliss defending the Raw Women's Championship against Nia Jax, and an Extreme Rules match in which anything goes, and Ronda Rousey is expected to be ringside. So who do y'all have winning this match? I'm going to go with you first, Dana.
Well, we all know it's going to probably be a kendo stick match. I'll go with this is so silly because I don't know why they're still feuding. But Alexa's gonna win easily. She doesn't have no reason to lose. Like there's just really no reason. And of course Ronda's gonna just interfere anyway. So that's how Alexa's gonna win.
That sounds good. Sounds good to me. How about you, Adam?
Alexa's gonna win. You know, she's great on the mic. That's it. I mean, she's decent in the ring, but her mic works. It's above average. I mean, she's up there. So it just makes sense. She knows how to sell a fight, and that's what they need. They need someone to sell a fight, especially if they're going to build up some kind of thing with Ronda. So she needs to work with someone like that. And it's amazing that just a few years ago, she was in NXT Bliss, and she wasn't really doing much. And here it is. You know, they called her up first before everybody else, so they knew it because she knew how to talk on the mic, and she gets over. She gets over big time.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So
makes you wonder what's really important when it comes to WWE. Is it your in-ring work or is it your mic work?
It depends on who the person is.
Exactly. Because I mean, we know plenty of wrestlers that their in-ring is ridiculous and they just don't get that shot. You know, like Rob Van Dam. Just didn't matter.
Well, hold on. Is it also fair to say the appearance also plays a role as well?
Well, yeah.
If you're a big man, of course. If you're a big man.
Yeah, Bobby has no in-ring talent.
Oh, please stop! Why do you hate? Holy moly! No, don't even.
Yeah, Bobby
Lashley's gonna make this main match, and that's it. And then you're gonna be sold on him, and you're like, "Wow, now I see why you're the chosen one."
But to flip that, you could also make the argument that Alexa Bliss and Carmella are attractive to some people. So, yeah.
Oh no, we can't go off of that. I mean, yeah, she's pretty and stuff, but I don't think that's not what the women's revolution's about. It's not about that because that's that giveaway. We learned that from Kelly and all that other BS. They've moved on from that. You have to know how to work in the ring or talk on the mic.
Right.
You know, do what wrestlers do.
Oh, well,
no longer being a pretty face. That's not going to get you anywhere. Tori Wilson style, no, that's not going to get you anywhere.
Well, we definitely know Alexa can talk on the mic. It feels to me like Alexa and Carmella, though, very similar with the obviously Alexa is better on the microphone, but they are trying to do the same thing with Carmella, because I understand, I mean, when she won the title, she had that whole promo about trying to say, oh, I want to thank somebody, and then of course use that as an opportunity to go against the fans. So yeah, it's sort of similar but different. But yeah, Alexa could definitely talk on the microphone. So yeah, I'm not discrediting that at all. So that definitely played a role in this, without a doubt. As for who I think is going to win this match, I do think Alexa will win the match. However, Ronda Rousey definitely will get involved because they kept mentioning over and over again Ronda will be ringside. And while I think that the focus for SummerSlam should be Ronda Rousey versus Alexa Bliss, I also see them making it a triple threat and throwing Nia Jax in there as well. So I hope it's not a triple threat, but either or, that's the end story to all of this. But yeah, Alexa will retain so that when she loses the title the next time, it's a big deal, and that'll probably be at SummerSlam when she does lose that title, unless something else happens. But we'll see. All right, let's go on to the next match. Oh, here we go. Adam's favorite team. We have Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt defending the Raw Tag Team Champion against the B Team, Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel. I would like to go first and say very, very easily, Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt are going to win this match. It feels as though. Oh, wait.
No, keep going.
Okay, no. And the reason why I say that is because it feels as though there's another team that is going to challenge them for them titles. That's either going to be the Revival or Authors of Pain. However, I do not know how Authors of Pain have been used as of late, so I haven't seen them on Raw much. So I think Revival absolutely will get a title shot next. And at that point, then I would consider a title change with that particular team. But I don't see, you know, Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel. They're funny, very entertaining with this gimmick. But I don't think there's no way in hell they're going to actually beat Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt. But hey, I guess, you know, it can happen. I just don't think it's going to happen. Now, how about you, Adam? What are your thoughts?
I think it's because of the whole thing with his health. With Wyatt, it all depends if he can. Remember, because of the accident. So that's why I'm wondering, they may have to take the belts off of them. I mean, now you see, Matt was doing the one-on-one thing for past few days or past few weeks. I don't think he's been cleared. Bray Wyatt's been cleared to compete.
Well, he was on Raw. You know,
he was outside. He was outside, and he didn't do anything but grab one of the guys, I think was his brother, and throw him.
Yeah, no. But at the end of the match, he got in the ring and he did a little move. But yeah, I mean, I don't know how good he is health-wise, because he came back very quick from that particular accident. So I don't know. Go ahead.
Yeah, so that's my only concern with the whole thing. Plus, they need to go in some kind of direction with this with these two. Okay, they're together, but now what? I mean, the whole thing that we want to see is Woken Matt do Woken Matt stuff, which is crazy stuff. We don't see that now. He's just on a tag team with another crazy man. You know, we want to see another final deletion, or we want to see some kind of something to build up. Because remember, even when he was doing the whole thing with Bray Wyatt, he was doing the crazy segments, and he was popping up behind him in the ring and doing all that stuff. We want to see that. We're not seeing anything right now. Now it's just they're just a regular tag team.
Yeah. Oh well, we'll see what happens. I mean, I do believe that eventually Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt will go their separate ways. I'm just curious to see what is the team that's going to do it. I figured Authors of Pain could be the ones that does that, but I have no idea what the hell they're doing with Authors of Pain now. So we'll have to wait and see, but that may be a while from now. That may not happen right away. We'll see. But how about you, Dana? Who do you pick to win this match?
So I'm the only one who thinks the B team is going to win.
Oh, I just said it. I think they're going to win.
Yeah, because of injury.
Yeah.
I think we need to win just for sole fact that Bray and Matt Hardy don't have anything to do. It's a regular old tag team. And it's just sad and depressing, and they're not working a storyline with them. But for some reason, the B team has a really great storyline. As silly as it is, they're basically the new Breezango. So I'm gonna go B team.
Okay. So, hey, good picks. I have no issue with that. Very, very good points made. So we'll see what happens on Sunday. Okay, let's move on to the next match. And I'm going to mention this match now because we already know while it should be closer to the main event, it's not going to be the main event. We have AJ Styles defending the WWE Championship against Rusev. Now, Rusev Day was over. I guess you could still say it's still over to some extent, but I don't really think they've done enough to elevate Rusev to the point where you can say he should hold that title. And I still feel like one person who obviously should be facing AJ Styles next may get involved in this match. Of course, I'm talking about Samoa Joe, because how are you going to have Samoa Joe and then not have him on this card at all? So I think AJ Styles retains, and then maybe some interference by Samoa Joe. But I mean, that's just my opinion. We'll see what happens. How about you, Dana? Who do you have winning this match?
Okay, side note for those who don't know, in Knox County, Tennessee, it was officially declared Rusev Day. So it's like really like a plaque and everything.
What's his name? But I think it's all the work. That's Glenn's trying to run in that area for mayor. I don't know. I don't believe it. It's all the work.
Why can't it be real? He has some power. It's he's running. And it's fun. Come on now.
And the word on the street is that he is going to win. So we'll see if that's accurate sooner rather than later.
It was the mayor, Tim Burchett, of Knox County, Tennessee, declared yesterday that Rusev Day is real. It was attended by Rusev himself, as well as Kane. So, boom, he's over. I want Rusev to win just because he needs something. He does. Like, no, AJ Styles is doing perfectly fine, even if he loses the belt. Rusev needs that push.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it very well could be something where it's a quick title change that.
Right.
So that's possible. That's certainly possible.
Yeah, I'm going with him.
Okay, Adam. So, who was your pick?
For which one? Let's see. I got thrown off because I thought we were talking about Rusev.
Yeah, we are. Rusev and AJ Styles.
They're still doing that? I thought that got scrapped.
Oh, hell no. This is a world title match. Hold on.
What?
Yeah, this is a world title match.
Oh, I thought that was going to be a one-off. Oh, man. I don't know. At this point, I guess AJ. We'll just go. I just don't. Because I can't take it serious with the whole thing with Rusev. Can't take it serious. I don't know.
Well, hey, anything is possible. And I do know that they definitely need to shake things up, in regards to some of these matches and some of these people that could win. But we'll see. There definitely are going to be some title changes though at this pay-per-view. I think that's a given. It just depends who. But yeah, we'll see what happens with AJ and Rusev. Okay, let's move on to the next match, which I heard that Dana cannot wait to watch this match. We have Carmella defending the SmackDown Women's Championship against Asuka, with James Ellsworth suspended above the ring in a shark cage.
Jesus.
Now, let me just say this right now. I'm getting tired of these gimmick matches with the whole person suspended above the ring. I mean, they did that with Jericho before. That was fine, but this
Enzo also.
Oh yeah, with Enzo too, yeah. But I just don't understand why these matches are continuing to happen. Because this is WWE is beating a horse to death with this particular idea concept. But I will say this: if I had to pick a winner, I feel like Asuka needs to win, because I know there was a ton of backlash when she lost that last match, and not so much that she lost it, but how she lost the match, where they just made the character completely oblivious. Like they see somebody's obviously dressed up in my same attire and just mesmerized by that. In real life, I don't really think you're gonna have that type of reaction. You're probably gonna try to go after the person. But if I had to pick a winner for this match, I say it should be Asuka. Only because I don't really know which direction you go after this. If Asuka loses this match, then okay, Carmella will go on. Who is she going to face next for that title? They have to determine that. But I say Asuka should win, but she might not win. But I'm still going to go with Asuka. How about you, Dana?
I would rather see a Buff Bagwell's mother on a pole match.
Oh.
Jeez Louise. They have basically destroyed the women's division so quickly and made Asuka basically nothing. She needs to win at this point. Will she win? I doubt it. But she needs it the most, and they need a whole new women's revolution, especially if they're going to do something in October. So my heart goes with Asuka, but my head picks Carmella, and my soul really
is telling me no.
It feels like, is Vince Russo somewhere in the back speaking to McMahon? Jeez Louise. When they announced it, I was like, this is why we have 2.1 ratings.
It's got to be Vince. It's got to be Vince.
Man, it's the ghost of Buff Bagwell's mother.
So how about you, Adam? Who do you have winning this match?
Carmella's gonna win.
Yeah, well, James Ellsworth screwing.
She has to keep it. They're not gonna have Asuka win through this type of weird gimmick match because they know no one gives a shit. So it's gonna lead up to an actual match, and then an actual match, that's when she'll win. But not like this. Not like this.
Well, they've already had the actual match, so I would think
they'll have to lead up to something. This doesn't seem like a gimmick finale, a feud finale type of thing.
Well, I we will certainly see what happens, but I do think if Asuka loses this match, then that's it. She won't be getting another title shot for a little while, and they're going to have to determine who's next. Maybe Charlotte will get a rematch or what have you, but we'll see what happens. But if Asuka loses this match, I think you have done a lot of damage to her overall, even more so. But we'll see.
If Asuka loses, I want the loser, Asuka, to go to New Japan Pro Wrestling. She would be appreciated.
Well, that might happen. That might happen.
Loser goes to G1. So there you go. You get the G1 special tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's awful.
We'll see about that. Okay, so the next match. Oh yes, this is by far, I guess, going to be the most popular match of the night, since it is the advertised match on the Extreme Rules poster. We have the Bludgeon Brothers, Harper and Rowan, defending the tag team titles against the team of Hell No, Daniel Bryan, and Kane. So I'll go first and say I feel like this Daniel Bryan Kane tag team, this is temporary to keep Daniel Bryan busy and away from the world title, the singles title scene. So I don't really know whether or not they're going to actually pull the trigger and have Daniel Bryan and Kane win this match. I could see them doing that, but I would say that, I mean, obviously the Bludgeon Brothers, they haven't really had a formidable opponent quite yet. I think if you want to keep them strong, you will have them continue to beat everybody until they get to another team that can provide a challenge, such as Sanity or, maybe Cesaro and Sheamus. Who knows? But I say I'm going to go with the Bludgeon Brothers. I just feel like Kane and Daniel Bryan, it seems to me like the fact that they still want you to remember The Miz has a feud with Daniel Bryan, but they obviously don't want to go to that quite yet. But they have to get to that at some point. So I don't think you want to have Daniel Bryan too heavily invested in this title thing. It could be a situation like Dana said earlier, where it's a quick title change where they could win the titles and then lose it the next SmackDown as well. So not totally ruling that out, but for now, I'm going to say I think the Bludgeon Brothers are going to retain. How about you, Dana?
Tennessee wins because Kane has to go be a mayor. So that's who wins. No, there's really no point in this match. We already know Kane has to go and do things in Tennessee, and the little one, his contract is up soon, and he needs to go to Ring of Honor. So I see Bludgeon Brothers. They're gonna win.
Yeah, that's a good point. Because they're still trying to figure out their contract situation with Daniel Bryan. So
The Miz is gonna definitely interfere. Set up the whole Daniel Bryan Miz thing for SummerSlam that everyone wants to see, and then they can all go their separate ways.
Yeah, possible. Okay, how about you, Adam?
I don't know why everybody thinks that Daniel Bryan's gonna leave. He's not gonna leave. This is big money. He's got a family now. If he goes to Ring of Honor, he's not gonna make that type of money. He's gonna be traveling all over the place, working half-ass shows. He knows that he's been there, done that.
Well, one thing I will say is that I know that he has expressed that he wants to have a lighter work schedule because he has a family now. I don't really see why WWE wouldn't give him that.
He's definitely not going to get that if he goes back to the Indies. You see, right now, Cody Rhodes just recently announced that he's taking some time off.
Yeah, I saw that.
He's beat. He's tired. It's been a lot. And that's what happens. You want to go out there and make your name on the Indies, you got to fucking hustle. You got to go out there and pop up on every damn show you can. So he's got it good now. And then think about his wife. her whole deal that she has with the TV show and all that. This is going to impact her also. So it just
anyone who's watching the show, does it really matter?
It just doesn't make sense. Right now, it doesn't make.
Come on.
It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, he said no, it doesn't matter. That's what he said. The show doesn't matter.
You said it yourself. The people watch it. We don't watch it, but somebody's watching it.
Only because of the whole John Cena thing.
There you go. Well,
yeah, that's why they got him. They got him with that one. They for sure got him with that.
Mm-hmm. Hook, line, and sinker.
So who do you have, Adam? Who do you think is going to win? The Bludgeons or Kane and Daniel Bryan?
I would say Kane and Daniel Bryan. If they want to start, because think about it, they're advertising this as a big deal.
Yeah.
Team Hell No is back. Team Hell No is back. You can't just squash it after, 2 weeks? You got to do something. And then this will lead to the feud with the Bludgeon Brothers.
But they've squashed so many things. They squashed Emma.
Yep.
They squashed Authors of Pain. They squashed Almas.
Yeah, but this is history. This is respect now. This is,
respect.
Kane is the man there. They love Jacob there. They love him. So, Glenn is fine. They're gonna do whatever they can for him and Daniel Bryan. The good old boys. So that's just the way it is. Those are made men right there. Of course they're gonna squash everybody else.
Yeah. Well,
who wanted Hell No to come back? Nobody. Everybody would chant Hell No to that, but they did it anyway. And why did they do it? Why'd they do it? Think about why they did it.
Desperation, low ratings, nothing else to do.
I want to put that buddy says, Glenn says, I want to be on TV again. What can we do? Oh shit, we'll just put you with this little man. Remember him? He just came back from injury. You guys had a good thing going. All right, let's do it.
I think they are avoiding the whole situation of Daniel Bryan eventually facing AJ Styles, since they are both baby faces. And you can make the argument that, well, if we have him in this tag team, then that will give it, just buy us a little bit of time. But at some point, they're going to have to address that, because I don't think this team is going to last for too long. If Kane gets that job, he may not have the time to be on a regular schedule defending that title. So, but then again, we know another person that defends a title and goes and comes when he pleases. So that's not a good explanation at all. So we'll have to wait and see.
You know what the truth is? Think about it. We talk about it all the time. They have a very deep roster.
Yeah.
I honestly believe they could afford just to have some of their main guys with lighter schedules. That works. It's a win-win for everybody. You don't get oversaturated. You don't burn these guys out. You bring them back for big matches, big feuds. So then it'll get a bigger draw. And then you don't have to pay as much. I think it works out.
Yeah, absolutely.
They should do it, especially with the history of Daniel Bryan with his neck and stuff. Come on now, you just bring them back for the big ones. That's all. There's plenty of guys that I think are going to have that. I think AJ's going to get that type of deal when he's ready.
Oh yeah. I would be surprised if he doesn't have that deal within the next couple of years.
It's just a change of the times. That's it. It's just a change of the times. It's not all about Brock doing this now. There's other people that deserve to do it too. And you want to get the most out of your talent, especially your aging talent. This is the smart move.
Yeah.
You can't have them every week, every night, house shows, do it all. You burn them out. And then you do a 24 documentary about how they're hooked on painkillers. So let's not do that. We don't need another Hardy Boy situation. Don't need to do that. It can be avoided.
Well, we'll see. Very good point.
I don't think it's going to happen like that. WWE likes using the same.
It doesn't matter what you think. All right, we'll see. Keep going, Dina.
We'll see.
Well, I see nothing.
You see nothing.
I see nothing.
Hey, so make sure that you're tallying up these who we said is going to win and lose, so we can revisit this the next time. Okay. Let's move on to the next match. We have this match will be interesting. We have a 30-minute Iron Man match for the Intercontinental Championship, we have Dolph Ziggler defending the title with Drew McIntyre in his corner against Seth Rollins. Now, they had that matchup between Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre on Raw this past week. And obviously, I knew that they wasn't going to have Drew McIntyre lose that match because he is on the momentum right now. But what they did do in that particular, in the lead up to that match, is they already planted the seed of Dolph Ziggler telling Drew McIntyre to do whatever the hell he wants to do and go wherever he says. So I think that because of that, Drew McIntyre will eventually turn on Dolph Ziggler. I don't know when it's going to happen. I don't know how fast it's going to happen. But I will say this right now. Seth Rollins, I am disappointed that they have decided not to throw him into the Universal title scene. They're still keeping him at the mid-card level with this mid-card title. So I would think that, and since Dolph Ziggler has already beaten him on a couple of other occasions by disqualification or whatever, I would think Seth Rollins is probably going to win this match. And that will eventually lead to him feuding with maybe Drew McIntyre for that title. Who knows? But I think Seth Rollins will win because obviously they don't want him to be anywhere near the Universal title now that you have other people who are going to be jockeying for position for that title. So I say Seth Rollins. How about you, Dana?
Dolph.
Uh-oh. There you go.
Wait, what?
Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I picked the Ziggles.
Dolph got his mojo back.
He got his mojo back, and it's one of those really great underdog stories of getting your mojo back. So yeah, and then they're gonna split between Ziggles and whatchamaface, whose name I can't remember, Drew McIntyre.
Drew Mac.
Yeah,
Well,
and I think it might be over the title, and then they'll have their match for the title. But I see Ziggles.
I'm fine with that. Although I will say that I hope when they do split, I want to see Drew go after a bigger title. But that's a discussion for another day. How about you, Adam?
Yeah, man, part of me says I have to go with Dolph. I have to go with Ziggler on this one. And remember, Ziggler was also in that whole, he hasn't signed a new contract. They're putting his title to make him happy and blah, 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 blah. But I think it's more of they're going with what worked before when he was a heel and he had Big E as the muscle. Remember? Well,
Yeah.
now he has Drew as the muscle, and it's working.
Well,
So I think
for now.
For now, but
Yeah.
if the rumors are in the way it was always advertised or the way it was always discussed backstage, was that Vince always saw him as like the next Shawn Michaels. He always believed that he had the charisma and he had the athleticism and everything, but it just never really took off. But he's still making big bucks.
Yeah.
They're still pushing him. Whenever we hear any rumbles of like, he might be leaving, you notice he always gets pushed right into the mainstay. We'll see him right there having the big matches on the big shows. Even though they did that weird storyline where he would come out dressed up as Hall of Famers. Remember? Is this what you want? This and that. And then he got the belt and he put the belt down and left. He never explained that.
Yeah.
But does it matter? They wound up giving him another belt. So he's definitely special. He's definitely special because not many wrestlers would get this type of opportunity that he's getting. So I don't see it taking it from him. I don't see it. Especially with Seth. There's no need. Seth is over. He's over with the fans. He's over with everything. So he doesn't need the belt. Isn't that the old saying? It's like they only put belts on people they're trying to get over.
Well, I would agree that Seth doesn't need the belt. I will say this. I know that the Intercontinental title has been seen as the main title because Brock Lesnar hasn't been on Raw. So that's why it was a little shocking to me that Dolph Ziggler did win that title. But I guess, we'll see what happens. But yeah, eventually, if Dolph Ziggler keeps the title, which is totally fine, if indeed he does feud with Drew McIntyre, I think we know who definitely win in that feud. Just based off of, how they operate together as a team. But we'll see. We'll see. It can go in any direction. But yeah, I think you both make some very good points about Dolph Ziggler winning. So I'm fine with that. I don't have any issues with that. But we'll see what happens. Okay, we have a few other matches to discuss. Let's go to one of the matches that I absolutely do not care about at all. Finn Balor versus Baron Corbin. Or Constable Corbin, whatever the hell you want to call it. I don't really think they've done anything with Finn Balor at all. Ever since he came up to the main roster, you gave him a Universal title, and then you took it away because of the injury. And then ever since then, he has not gotten anything. Ever since he's come back from injury. Baron Corbin, they are trying to do something with his character now. So I don't really think he necessarily needs to win the match. But then again, I could make the case that they both need to win it because you're trying to keep Corbin strong, but you're also trying to keep Balor strong. However, there is part of me that thinks that Balor needs to win more because they haven't done anything with this guy. And this is a guy that was supposed to be a lot higher on the card than he is right now. So I say Finn Balor wins this match. And if you have a rematch against Corbin, Corbin will win that match, obviously. But if I had to pick a winner for this, I say Finn Balor. How about you, Dana?
I pick boredom and depression wins. Match is just awful. Oh God, Baron Corbin wins because WWE does not care about Finn Balor. They haven't respected him since he had an injury, and he's gonna just slowly just disappear from the audience eye. So Baron Corbin is gonna win. He's getting a push, and yeah.
Yeah, I'm not even sure why this is even on this card. It's not like a match. I mean, this could have been on Raw or whatever. It's not like it should be on a pay-per-view card. But whatever.
A lot of matches that shouldn't have been on a
match
card.
stipulation? This is Extreme Rules.
There isn't a stipulation. It's just a regular match.
I want my money back. I want my money back. There should be a refund button on the network for certain things. Like, we'll give you $2 back if you really don't like this event. Yeah, I don't like this.
Oh, I think if they had that option, everybody would be trying to get some money back.
This is not worth it. No, this whole thing. I mean, the fact they even still call it Extreme Rules when they don't show any juice. That come on now. Where's the barbed wire match? Where's the thumbtacks?
Oh, none of that. No, that's too violent. That's too violent for the kids.
But that's what I'm saying. It is too violent. It's all extreme. So you're not doing any of that stuff. So get rid of this pay-per-view. That's it. Change it. Get rid of it. Call it some other damn name. Use a WCW gimmick name, but scrap the Extreme Rules when there's nothing extreme about it.
Yeah, there might be some blood.
Just like every Hell in a Cell, they should just stop Hell in a Cell. Nothing can top what Mick Foley put his body through. So then that's it. It's done. Hell in a Cell came and went. Because everything that's followed after that has never lived up to it. You know, when Triple H tried to do the one-up and got on top, remember, and they did that whole thing? Nope.
Yeah, and it didn't work for
me. Nope, it didn't break. Still didn't work for me. It's like, I'm not sold on it. Just kill it off. Having women in the South doesn't matter because they don't go on top. They're not throwing themselves off of it. We don't want to see that either because that's an accident waiting to happen. Someone could have easily missed. Mick Foley could have easily missed, and the whole thing could have went south. That's it. Done. But
that's true. So who's your pick, Adam?
Oh shit. I mean, the department wants to say Finn, but I mean, it doesn't seem to matter at this point. It doesn't matter because if he wins, he gets nothing out of it. If Corbin wins, they're trying to give him a push. They just gave him this whole new gimmick change. So, I don't care unless it's thumbtacks or a flaming table or something crazy extreme. I mean, that's the whole point. Give me a gimmick. Link a gimmick to this horrible match, and then we'll watch it. But there's no gimmick. Bring back the hardcore title. Let's do that. Let's do something. Because right now, I mean, everything you just talked about, and I just realized it. Are there any gimmick matches linked to any of these?
Yeah. There are some matches, but Not really too much, and there not really a lot of Extreme Rules matches either. But hey, it is what it is. So since you mentioned that, let's move on to another match. This is a gimmick match, because I do have some complaints to say about this. But we have Braun Strowman versus Kevin Owens in a steel cage match. Okay, let me go ahead and say this real quick, and then you can go next, Dana, and say who you think is going to win. I am not a fan with how they have been using Kevin Owens over the last several weeks. In this particular feud, he actually stands no chance whatsoever of ever being able to compete against Braun Strowman at all, on any level. And the way they have portrayed Braun Strowman is sort of like a bully, that the guy that constantly picks on the other guy and just beats the hell out of him.
Yeah, I don't see it, man.
It makes me question whether or not Kevin Owens is on good terms with Vince right now. Is he just looking at what Kevin Owens does, like in that documentary, and like, no, I didn't like it. I didn't like it. I didn't like it. So he has him constantly get his ass whooped by Braun Strowman as a result of that. I mean, that's what it feels like to me. But I think Kevin Owens deserves better. Braun Strowman, obviously, he can't really go after the title yet because Brock is not there. So part of me wants Kevin Owens to win the match only because they made him look completely weak every single week when he comes face-to-face with Braun Strowman. I don't think Braun needs to win because Braun has the briefcase and can afford to lose some matches until he cashes in, but I don't know if they're going to do that. And I think they're just going to have Braun roll right over him because it's more believable that Braun Strowman is unstoppable. He'll beat everybody, except for Roman Reigns, of course. But I'm going to say I have to go with Braun Strowman, even though I want Kevin Owens to win. So I say Braun Strowman. How about you, Dana?
I'm going with Braun as well. And actually, this may be the one match that I am slightly interested in for like all of 2 seconds. I like the concept. No, see, here's the thing with me. Braun is entertaining and Kevin Owens are entertaining.
Yeah.
And together they've been entertaining. So no matter what the stipulation is or whatever gimmick they decide to put him in, I think I will be entertained.
Oh, yeah. You'll definitely be entertained. That's for sure. Yeah, okay, that's good. That's a good pick. How about you, Adam? Who do you pick for this match?
I mean, it'd be too predictable to say Braun, right? So,
well, I don't know if it's too predictable.
There's gotta be something. Everything has been leading up to something.
My whole thought is that Braun Strowman has looked strong in every single encounter they've had. And I haven't at one point seen Kevin Owens look like he could even compete against this guy. So I would be shocked if Kevin Owens won the match, quite honestly. But if he does, it's going to be like some ridiculous thing where he gets beat down after he escapes the cage or something like that. But I don't know. But no, continue with what you were saying.
Yeah, no, I just the only way I could see Owens winning, but do a run-in or something. What's up with Sami Zayn? Sami Zayn doesn't have anything on this card, right?
Oh, he's injured. He's out for at least
yeah,
the injury, the two shoulder injury. He's gonna be out for a long, long time.
Wait, is that a work or is that real?
I think that's real.
Oh, no.
I thought it was a work. I didn't think it was. I thought they were just trying to sell it.
Wait, hold on. What did you say? Wait, hold on. What did you say, Dana?
He is gone until next year.
Shit. See, your boy Bobby put some work in and make sure this.
Oh yeah.
And in Syria right now. So
allow me to just say I wouldn't mind if Bobby Lashley injured Roman Reigns in their match. So yeah, that's good.
Well, he's injured and he's in Syria, so he's not going to be there.
He's in Syria?
He's trying to create a foundation to help the kids in Syria.
Oh, okay. I know he had the foundation before. He's putting money, but because he's Syrian, but he's Canadian, so he's Syrian.
He's a fundraiser to help raise the funds so he can launch the mobile clinic in Syria.
Mm-hmm.
So now they have the fun. So he has to establish everything.
Yeah.
All right. So, well, this remember you just said about the women going back to, when they go back over to the Middle East, would he be allowed to go this time
No,
too?
he's
No,
not
he's
allowed.
still not gonna,
Oh,
because
remember it's
he's Syrian.
illegal.
I know, that's what I'm saying. It's like,
So, yeah, they don't want to disrespect anybody. So I don't see women or Sammy being allowed in there. Oh,
man,
no. He
money
oh,
talks. Think if it was like that with some other things.
no.
Like,
Money
man,
does no, not in this regard.
it's like,
No.
yeah, we're not sure about the
Oh,
Jews. You could show up, but make sure you don't bring any of the Jews with you, please. Oh, okay.
no. This is it's not gonna work. No.
The shit people do for money, man. I'm telling you.
Uh-oh. So who you got in that match?
Got $1 million man. Everybody got a price. That's what I got. I
Oh.
think Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens is gonna win. He's gonna get some buddies to run in. He's gonna get Sabu or somebody.
Oh, no,
I don't know. I think something's gonna happen. It's too damn predictable. I mean, we've watched WWE long enough to know whenever someone keeps kicking the other person's ass over and over again, when it goes to the big pay-per-view, the tides have turned. We've always seen that happen.
Yeah, there had to be something that does have to happen.
If this becomes another squash, then what was the point? The feud is not really a feud. A feud is when someone gets one over and you go back and forth. This is just an ass whooping the whole time. This is just bullying, to the extreme. Nothing's happened because he's constantly scared. At least that's what they're portraying. He's always scared. He's always running, doing the whole thing. You can't do that at the pay-per-view. Something has to happen. He has to win this one. It just makes sense. Because if not, it does nothing. Think about it. It also does nothing for Braun Strowman.
Well, here's the question. Here's the question I want to ask you both before we move on to the next match. If this match was, say, a match in which Braun had to defend the Money in the Bank briefcase, do you think that would be more appealing? Because then you have a thought of maybe Kevin Owens can win, or it can go either way. Do you think?
Yes.
Go ahead.
For me, yes. That would make it more interesting. Because it just everything, like, it doesn't seem like there's any type of meaning behind it. It's just something to fill the time.
Exactly. Yep. That's what my thought was. But we'll see. Well, we'll see who wins that. All right, the final two matches. Next up, we have Jeff Hardy defending the United States Championship against Shinsuke Nakamura. Okay, when Shinsuke did his heel turn, I absolutely loved Shinsuke, and I continue to love how he is acting as a heel. So I want him to win this match, although I must say I do not know how severe that injury was that he sustained from that dog bite. I would think that that's recovered by now, but who knows? Either way, I think Shinsuke Nakamura needs to win this. So even if he isn't 100%, I still say he wins it, because you got to do something with this guy, because he's put in the work as far as being a good heel over the last couple of months, and he needs to validate that by winning something. So I say Shinsuke wins the the United States Championship on Sunday night. How about you, Dana?
I'm picking injury.
That dog bites deep.
The winner of the Gimps. Jeff Hardy's been running around limping all over the place. His back is
back, right? He said he stopped doing the swanton. That helps. His back is jacked up.
He's falling to pieces. I don't want him to do this match because he'll get even more injured, and then he'll go back on the pill popping thing again. Nobody should do this match. I hope it is a short match, just because of how injured everybody is. But I see Nakamura winning and Jeff Hardy getting something treated on with his back, because this is just a mess. It's just sad. It's like two injured people. It's like Terry Funk and Mick Foley at 300 years old.
Yeah, and Jeff Hardy is up there in age as well, so we got to take it easy a little bit with them
Damn, what are you trying
moves.
to say? He's my age. Jeez.
Hey, no, I mean with those moves he's doing, that off that rope swanton bomb, he better take it easy with that.
I can't.
We can't do it anymore.
Well, that was the whole question. I remember years ago when he started doing all that craziness. I think it was Jim Ross or something, and they were talking about like that style is a young man's style. They eventually need to change it up because as you get older, you can't do it. You can't last with that type of in-ring style. It's got to be more grounded. And here it is. He's in his 40s now, and he's still doing it. He's still doing. Think about it, he's still doing the same move set from when he was in his 20s.
Yeah. Hey, that's what the fans like. The fans love that, right? When they saw him come out, like that loud.
It's nostalgia. We all love nostalgia. Everybody still loves playing Mario games. It's just, should we keep doing it? Should he keep doing it? No, he shouldn't.
Yeah, he shouldn't. You're right about that.
He's making an ultimate sacrifice for us. For what? Nostalgia.
Shit, that's depressing.
It is but what do you want? This is a really real world, man. This is real. He's gonna get hurt.
This is Andre.
So he is gonna get hurt. So you say Shinsuke also should win?
Yeah, why not? Shinsuke needs to win something, right?
Yeah, he does need to win, and he can be put in other feuds. I feel like Jeff. When I did read that same report about the back injury with Jeff Hardy. Yeah, he needs to take it easy. So,
and that's the other thing. Jeff is over. I mean, he gets a loud pop wherever he goes. He doesn't need the belt.
Yeah, that's true.
Doesn't need it, and he's a baby face. You know, and there's one thing that we learned with WWE: they like putting title belts on heels because it sells fights. It makes things interesting. They can cheat. They can do all kinds of stuff. You want to see them get their ass beat, so the belt gets taken from them. So it only makes sense that Shinsuke gets it, because then after that he can keep doing the low blows, and it's like, man, this guy's never gonna win, never gonna lose that title because he's doing all this, cheating. That was the whole thing with Eddie Guerrero. Remember the lie, the cheat, the steal, the lie. People loved it. They loved it. He was a great heel. So it's the same thing.
I agree. Oh, we'll see.
We were surprised that he didn't win it from AJ. That was a big shocker. I really thought he was going to get that title from him.
Well, I guess no. Vince said world title. No speaker English for them to win that world title.
Come on now, we don't know why.
And if Oscar wins, that'll be interesting because the same situation.
Sheena win.
So we'll see about that. But yes, let's get to the main event of the match that I know you both are very much excited to see. And I don't give a damn what WWE says. We all know it's the main event, even though there is no title on the line whatsoever. And of course, that is Roman Reigns versus Bobby Lashley. So, Adam, the floor is yours first. Tell us who you think is going to win this match.
Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley's going to win it. They got to change it up. They spent big money to bring him in. They have plans for him. He's going to win this. He's got to win this. They have to change it up. Think about it. They just have to do it. Brock is tired of the whole Roman thing. That's legit. They're just tired of it. It's done. It's run its course already. So this is it. Get Bobby in there. Bobby will get the title, and he'll probably lose it then to Roman, but at least he gets that shot. He wins that. He wins against Brock, and then you can go with the whole Roman thing. But they got to throw in a monkey wrench in that whole Roman is the man and Brock. And we're tired of seeing it. It's over and over again. We're tired of it. And the fact that they put him in this spot so soon from coming back, everything's pointing that this is his time. This is it. They strapped that rocket on him. Because think about it, he's ready flying to the top. Supposedly Roman is the man, so here you go. You showed up here, and now you're going against the man. So you have to be. Because think about it, if he loses, what's next for him?
Oh, what, Bobby Lashley?
Yeah, if he loses, what's next for him? He can't go after Brock. He can't go after Brock because we know Brock is going to be leaving for the UFC stuff. So that's done. Can't do it. They can easily start building up for something with Brock. If he wins this, they could definitely do it. And people want to see something new. This is something new and fresh. Works out. I'd say he wins. He has to win. He has to win. Don't tell me you paid all this money to bring in Bobby just so he could do the job to Roman. Come on now.
Oh yeah, this is what Vince does, right? This is what he loves to do.
No.
Yeah.
He felt bad. He felt bad for the way he treated Bobby Lashley before. Remember that Bobby Lashley wasn't released. He quit. He wanted out. They wanted to keep him. They loved him. They loved him. He's great backstage. The nice guy character is legit. It's so hard for him to try to be heel because he smiles all the time. He's such a nice guy. He's a legit nice guy. You see it, right? Even when he even when he tries to trash talk, it comes off as a nice guy trash talking.
All right, so Dana, the floor is yours. Let me know who you think is going to win this match.
Hi, I'm Bobby Lashley. I have 3 sisters. I'm gonna win.
Oh my God, I can't. They brought him back so they can put him in a skit with a bunch of men dressed as women. Don't even with this whole they spent all this money to build him up because he is floundering. Because, like I said before, he is boring on the mic. He is boring in the ring. He can't even lift the guy without his knees buckling.
That was that one time. Come on.
No. Never forget.
Oh, never forget. You're horrible. Why are you doing that? Come on.
This is what we have as a non-main event main event. Some dude who can't wrestle against another dude who really can't wrestle. Both equally boring. Boredom wins.
He was formerly trained wrestling. He was an all-American wrestler. If you're talking about Bobby Lashley.
Oh, that is
no
so
joke.
Wonderful.
He could wrestle.
20,000 years ago.
And he has that great record in MMA, so he knows how to ground and pound. He knows how to do moves. He knows how to kick
in
ass.
Dance class when I was 3. Does that mean anything now?
Uh-oh.
No. It's not Bobby. I'm sorry. It's Roman. But even if Bobby wins, it'll be for like one little short thing. Nobody, and no one even cares if he wins. Hi, I'm Bobby. I'm the champ. Yay! No one wants to see that. And we all know no one wants to see Roman, but Vince is not giving up on Roman. Okay? Yeah. So I would rather Roman win than Bobby.
I just can't believe you said that.
I'm sorry.
Did you hear what she just said?
Oh yeah, I did hear what she had to say.
Is this being recorded? Are we recording right now?
We definitely are recording. I did.
Dana is saying right now.
And you know what? I did hear what she said, but I have to say, yeah, this ends with Roman Reigns, and the reason why it ends with Roman Reigns is because Vince McMahon is obsessed with Roman Reigns. I'm pretty sure that y'all saw the story circulating around that was talking about, yes, as of now, the SummerSlam match is Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar. Once again.
We knew that years ago.
Yeah. We did know that. And we knew that the minute that Roman Reigns won the match of Greatest Royal Rumble that they said he didn't win. So they obviously have this whole thing about him talking about, oh, I'm the uncrowned champion, all this other BS. So I think, yeah, it has to end with him winning. Because other than that, you know, if Bobby Lashley was to win, then at that point, you ask the question, how can Roman Reigns not turn heel to try and go after Bobby Lashley? They had a perfect opportunity where if they had elevated Seth Rollins to be the guy to challenge Brock Lesnar, then you could have had Reigns turn heel and go after Seth Rollins, but they're not going to do that. So I feel like Roman Reigns, no matter how much they brought Bobby Lashley in there, they are going to make him lose this match. And like I said, if he wins it, I would be shocked if he won it actually, because then that shows me that you are trying to change things up. But no matter how you look at this will end with Roman Reigns getting that Universal title. And what is going to probably happen is after SummerSlam, after he wins and beats Brock Lesnar, then Braun Strowman will cash in the Money in the Bank title and beat the hell out of Roman Reigns and hopefully win the title. But we'll see what happens. But I think, unfortunately, while I do think changing it up and having Lashley go against you know, Lesnar would be more interesting. I think it's still going to be Roman Reigns again involved in this, unless of course this match ends in disqualification, and now you have to have both of these guys in a triple threat with Lesnar at SummerSlam. That also is a possibility.
Ugh.
Oh yes, because then they'll be like, hey, well, now we're giving people what they want. We're giving them Bobby Lashley against Roman Reigns, and we're also giving them Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar again.
Three boring in a ring who can't wrestle. This is fantastical.
Oh, man. Hater Thursday for that deep down thirst. Man.
Yeah, absolutely. But you know, we'll see what happens. But I think that's it for the predictions. Is there any other things that y'all wanted to say about Extreme Rules pay-per-view?
It's a waste. Watch G1.
Yeah, this is a waste. I'm not thrilled about it. I don't even know if I'm gonna watch it live. I might watch it the next day or something. Nothing stands out as a must see for me.
No, I totally understand that. Yeah, I mean, we'll just have to wait and see. But we shall see. So I think that pretty much wraps up the show. Is there any other thing that y'all wanted to bring up before we get ready to shut things down?
The Rock did an interview and stated he wants to come back to the WWE.
Why?
Wait, what? What did you just say?
The Rock.
My question will be why? Why?
Well,
why
his daughter wants to get into wrestling, and he approves it. He said he got to keep the family tradition. That's one of the things he said during that Stephen Colbert show this past week. Yeah, he said that he's all supportive about it.
Well, yeah. I fully understand that, but why does he specifically want to come back? That's what my question would be.
He misses it. Why not?
Well, go ahead.
I don't know why he wouldn't.
Think about it. You walk into an arena, 15, 20,000 people, and everybody cheers.
Yeah.
Everybody cheers. You want that admiration. You want that attention. You want that feeling.
So he also wants the feeling.
But remember, he can't do it. He can't do it, so it doesn't matter.
So
no,
Well, hold on. So what you're saying is, yes, he loves the fans. He wants to come back and get the joy of the fans, but he also wants to get injured and then have to take time off from doing a film to recover from the injury. So he wants that also. That's what you're saying.
Remember, he can't wrestle. I think it's more of like just being happy and just saying, keeping it to keep the fans happy. He can't say the opposite. Oh, no, I'm never going back. I don't want to go back.
Oh, okay.
He's not going to say that.
No.
I'm saying he's going to say it. He would love to go in, but he can't even make an appearance. These movie deals are like, they're strict on that shit.
He did a whole interview with WWE.com and said, I can't get back into the WWE ring. Everyone always asks me what it's like being in the WWE and in the ring, and I always tell them there's a lot of celebrities and athletes too, but it's nothing like it. Yeah. He wants to go back, and he may be playing for it.
He can't. His contracts, his movie contracts, that's in there. They don't want to take any chance of him getting hurt. You know, it's no different than like with sport athletes where you can't buy a damn motorcycle and you can't go skiing. So it's the same thing. They don't want that chance.
Well, I don't have a problem with The Rock if he did decide to come back, if he is clear to compete or whatever. But I don't really know what the purpose of him coming back would be. It will not be to put anybody over unless it's Roman Reigns. You know, I guess we can see Roman Reigns versus The Rock as a match, yeah. But other than that, I mean, I don't think they're going to let him put anyone else over. You know, he'll make, Finn Balor, AJ Styles. He'll beat both of those guys.
Nia.
Oh, Nia? Oh, yeah, Nia Jax.
She needs to be over with something or someone.
Well, he could be part of the double cross. He could be part of the double cross because remember, Nia's family, but then he was originally endorsing Ronda. So he could definitely get involved and like, yeah, I'm here for Ronda, and he can give Ronda the rock bottom. Like, yeah, but blood is thicker than water, lady, and they can go through that whole thing.
But
remember to get the match that we never got. So there you go.
But if he did that, if he double crossed Ronda, this will obviously end with him also having to get his ass whooped by Ronda as well, because they're not going to have her look weak the same way they had her beat down Triple H at WrestleMania. So that's why I have to ask the question: if he was to come back, what is the purpose of coming back? If it's to have a match with Roman Reigns, I will tell you right now, I would love to see that match, but I would not love to see him lose to Roman Reigns. So. But I mean, I guess it's all up for interpretation until it actually happens. We'll have to see, because he didn't show up at WrestleMania this year rather. And I also think last year as well. So I mean, I don't know. I just don't know. To be determined.
To be determined.
But yes, anything is possible, I guess, in WWE. We'll see. So. Any final thoughts before we get ready to wrap up the show?
Yeah.
Nah.
I mean, Lucha Underground. I didn't get to watch episode 5, the latest one. So, but that's fun to watch. Get back in, watch it. We had a long discussion about it last week. So
yeah, I need to catch up on that as well, because I haven't been here for almost all of this week. So I definitely need to get back back in line with some of this stuff. But I will check it out. But
and Glow, if you haven't watched Glow.
Glow as well. Glow season 2, because I've already seen season 1. I definitely need to watch season 2.
So good. Each episode is just so good.
It's all right. So I finished it.
Right? Oh, here we go. He said,
it's okay, but it's not wrestling. It's not what I want from a wrestling show.
Okay, you know what? Let me ask this question. Let me just ask this question real quick, and I don't want to make this a long discussion, and you don't need to tell me any details. I just have to ask this question. Because I did see a comment about season 2. Is season 2 some of the themes heavily focused on what is going on now with a certain movement?
Yes.
Okay. Mm-hmm. That's all I wanted to ask. Now continue with what you were saying.
Yeah. It just isn't it has a lot of that, and it just goes into a different direction. It's not so much of what's happening there, but it's within the show, the Glow, the organization. It's more of the individual actions and a lot of the continuation of the feuds from the first season. And it's just the flip-flopping and a lot of especially with the director, it's like his character. It's hard to talk about without spoiling stuff, but I liked it. It was entertaining, but I wasn't wowed by it. It's not, and it just, man, I wish there's another director who was like, you know what? I see how we can really make a wrestling show, a wrestling type TV show, and put this on the WWE network and make it work.
Okay, Dana, what are your thoughts? I'm pretty sure you have a comment to make on this.
Complete opposite of Adam's opinion.
Okay.
Show is very good. The feuds, yes, they continue, but there's a conclusion to them. And it tells you about life in the wrestling thing, what it takes to build a show, how you have to get sponsors, get on air, all these different things that you have to do. And then it goes into everyone's personal lives and how their character, what they're playing on TV, affects them in real life. And that
but it was a gimmick.
It's a gimmick, but it affects them on a real life basis. That whole scene with Welfare Queen.
Oh yeah.
And her breaking down. Are you serious?
Yeah. No, that was a good episode. But I'm saying overall, it didn't have that. I mean, there was some drag out moments. Some of these episodes where I'm like, with it's with the girl selling everything in her house and going through that whole process. It's like, okay, whatever, don't care. I thought we got over this the first go around. Now we have to go back down. Well, you slept with my husband, and we went through that. I thought you squashed it in the ring at the end of season 1.
Women never forget.
We're in episode. It was 8 episodes. Episode 7, and it was still a main issue. I'm like,
As
oh,
it should be. You destroyed someone's life.
oh
That
man.
is your family. Are you kidding me? You're gonna be like, oh, I'm okay.
Oh,
You're
well,
mad.
obviously, the way it was written, that's what they wanted because the other girl that did it was perfectly fine. She was okay. Hey, we're having great matches. Everything is cool. Oh, you're not over the fact I slept with your husband? My bad. I thought we got over that.
Yeah, that's
If that was the case, they should have still had them keep their distance, but they were just not working together.
no. She got revenge on her, and so later on, it ended up concluding as it concluded.
Yeah, no, it's well, you just said it yourself. It never really ends with something like that, so
No, it
it'll probably
concluded.
continue. I don't know. I think they should have. They only introduced one new character, and that was the Spanish one, the stripper.
The stripper was great.
Yeah, but that was
No,
it. And I was like, and that didn't really add much. I mean, at first it was like, okay, she's gonna do the breakdancing. She was teaching them this and this and that, and then it just squashed it. It was like, okay, whatever. She's just one of the bunch now. It didn't really go into the development. And if you watch, you remember it's the same group that did the Orange is the New Black. And with that one, man, it was like 2 seasons, and they were still doing the backstories of a lot of those inmates, and it was interesting stories.
Hmm.
They didn't do that with this, so it just feels very generic.
uh-uh.
You know, we saw a little bit of that with Welfare Queen with her son, you know, who's over in Stanford. We got to see some of
And,
that.
and
You know,
with the
but like
guy,
I said,
his
that was the
brother.
only episode that really got me. All the other ones was just
Wait, so the guy with his brother at the end episode didn't do anything for you?
the guy with his brother. What are you talking about? The guy with his brother?
The promoter.
Oh, the promoter with his mother.
Not his mother. No, not his mother. Remember his butler. I meant. Sorry.
Oh, the Palace didn't even give a shit about that. And then
Oh,
even with when his mom died and he got the money and the whole thing, it was like
yeah. But the
we know
the way
the
him
bar.
and the butler and the storyline and the fact that he was gay with the butler and what happened with the butler and how it goes about with the whole thing with the 80s and then the funeral.
That got thrown out once he got married. Once he told the girl that he loved her and that whole thing. I'm like, what is this going? Why?
Because it
Why
was the
was it?
80s and he didn't want to be like gay, so he was bi, but he couldn't say he was
No,
bi.
but that's what I'm saying. It doesn't. All that felt rushed. It was like, all right, we have a half an hour. We have 8 episodes. We're gonna do this quick. He was gay, he was bi, and then now he wants to marry this chick, and he's been in love with her ever since he first met her, and
It
he's gonna
wasn't
give her the
love
life she
with
always
him. He had to
wanted. I'm
do
like,
it as a cover up because the whole thing with the butler and then the whole thing with the butler and how the butler's demise was a reflection of the 80s. Remember when they went and got everything to clear the house out and they told him not to touch anything?
yeah. But that's the thing. Do you care about the butler? Was there a connection that you had with the butler story wise?
It was a connection to that time in the 80s.
That was it, but it wasn't to the character, is what I'm saying. There was nothing there for me to say, damn, that butler was awesome. Now that butler's gone, and now I know the backstory. Now I'm sad. I don't care.
Oh,
Yeah, that shit
But if
happened.
you
Happened
reflect
to a
on
lot of
it,
people.
maybe they were best friends and they've known each other since they were kids. Maybe
We didn't see that. We didn't see that. We heard
the
it.
show is
It's a
only
lot different
30
from
minutes long,
hearing.
so maybe that's the issue.
If that was the case, they needed 2 or 3 episodes dedicated to that, or at least 2 episodes dedicated to some backstory, or one really good episode dedicated just to a flashback of them just living their crazy lifestyle. We should have got something like that. They've done that on Orange is the New Black, where they really want you to get to know a situation or a backstory of a certain character, and they'll dedicate a whole episode to that. You know, Dog It. You remember Dog It?
Yeah.
Yeah, remember the meth head? That was an amazing back episode where they just went into detail of her whole situation with her family and all that. And when we get it, we're like, oh, completely get it now. They should have did something like that with him and the butler then. Then I would have cared a little more. I really didn't give a shit. Running around, going to the gay club, doing the whole thing. I'm looking for something. I don't care.
Cold-blooded.
Not cold-blooded. It just didn't do it for me. Didn't do it for me.
I'm definitely gonna have to check this out and share my thoughts next week.
It's fun. You'll watch it. It's an entertaining show. It's not garbage. It's fun, but it's just not. It just made me want to see an actual wrestling show like this. Like, all right, I would love to see a scripted wrestling show. I would definitely love to see it, and I hope that there's some directors out there saying, you know what, I see where they're going with this. I can tweak it a little bit and add in elements of the wrestler and really make it something interesting.
Well,
Well, you have Total Bellas for that now.
Please, those are reality shows. You see what I'm saying? We need something that's look. We got one that's all the way on the other side with bullshit with the Bellas and all that crap, and then we got this Glow, which is a spoof type of thing. Let's get something in between.
Mr. and Mrs. Miss.
There you go.
Please.
That works.
That's gonna get canceled.
Yeah.
I don't understand. It's USA Network's obsession with still continuing reality shows because I don't know who watches that real estate guy, whatever his name is, the one that the family. What is his name?
Chris
They
Lee
show-
knows best.
Yeah, Chris.
Todd
Who
Chrisley.
watches that crap? His
I
voice
don't
is annoying.
know.
I don't give a shit. I never watch it. Once Raw's over, that's it. Channel's changed. So I don't
They-
know who the hell is watching that.
They have
Somebody-
really great Law and Order SVU reruns.
That's different. Law and Order, that's TV Gold right there. You can't touch that shit.
Oh, whoa.
You can't touch any Law and Order. They're all
No.
in syndication all over the world.
USA does have The Sinner. I will give them The Sinner, and The Sinner was amazing.
But that's not a reality show.
That
My
is
point
not.
is why are they still investing money in reality shows? That's what I'm saying. They have that one that you said the Christies were, and then now they have the Miz one. Like, why?
Somebody watching it.
You would
Well,
think.
we'll see. See, the weird thing is that the Chrisleys are oddly rated high. It's just that we don't know anyone who watches them.
I think it's oddly rated high because people watch Raw, and then when it runs over into it, people just either are not watching or it's still being recorded on a DVR. Because
There you go.
on the DVR, you can add extra 10 or 15 minutes, and we know Raw usually runs longer.
Well, no.
or
You know what?
SmackDown, so-
You know what? There you go. You just solved the issue. It's that people watch Raw and then they fall asleep, and the TV is still on when these other shows come. So that's why.
Yeah, that's it. Or like I was saying with the DVR, if you set it for an extra 10 or 15 minutes, because we always know Raw runs over, that now carries over and it'll record some of the other show, but it still triggers as if someone's watching the other show. So I think it's piggybacking off of that.
Oh yeah.
But I don't think it's the same audience. I don't see it. I don't give a shit about it. Who cares about this guy and his life and his family and selling real estate? I don't care.
Ouch! Ouch! That hurts.
I don't care. I don't care about it. I have my own life to live. I don't want to see somebody else live their life. I watch TV to see fiction and get entertained. That's it. I don't need to see that. I want to watch sports and I'll watch, wrestling and I'll watch, fantasy shit, but I don't need to see a reality show of somebody walking around as kids, taking vacations. Look, why do I give a shit? I want to be on vacation. I don't want to see your spoiled kids on vacation. I don't care.
They announced a spinoff called According to Chrisley.
Oh, there you go.
Don't even care.
And one of their highest rated shows after Raw.
There you go. See that? So you see that? You're wrong, Adam. You see that?
Boom.
There you go. There you go. I'm wrong.
He's like a talk show. He's a talk show now. Oh God. So yeah, it's a talk show.
I think the only reality show that I really got into that I watched was Gene Simmons' Family Jewels.
Whoa.
Until I found out it was scripted.
Gene Simmons.
Oh.
That was the only one, only because he's a rock star. And to see him live that rock star life with a family, I was always curious by that. Because I'm like, how do you know, rock stars are always out there drinking and dining, they're running around, sleeping with, groupies and stuff. How do you do that when you have a family, though? And that's what I was entertained, and I watched it, and then I found out that it was scripted, and there were some episodes where it was clearly scripted. I'm like, oh shit, and it just ruined it for me, and then I stopped watching.
Well, they need a Hogan's. Remember Hogan's Know Best?
I never bothered with that. I didn't care.
Oh.
I never bothered with Hogan's Know Best. I was never big on reality shows, so Real Life didn't watch that. None of that stuff. I did watch the WWE's network, their take when they did the Legends House, which was also more like a game show if you think about it, because you just put a bunch of people in the house and you had them do weird challenges and stupidness. It wasn't really reality. It's like the real world type of thing when they first did the real world, where they would just put them in a house and give them things to do together. Weren't they going to do another Legends House?
That could still happen.
The legends died, so.
Oh, whoa.
I mean, Legends died. Ric Flair's still kicking. Larry Zbyszko's still kicking.
Oh, for now, Ric Flair. For now,
they can still bring back some other people. They could put some other people in there.
They could.
Hulk Hogan could be part of that. He's a legend.
No, we don't need to see Hulk Hogan.
Oh, Psycho Sid in there.
Because Hogan's busy with his movie.
Oh, Mick Foley in it. Whatever happened to Mick Foley's show? Did that get canceled?
Yeah.
Foley.
Yeah,
I didn't even watch that. That's another reason. I didn't bother watching it.
That show's awful.
You know, the only highlight that I heard from it was that the daughter was dating a guy who was a clown.
Yeah, that's correct.
So that was it. But I just don't see the point of these reality shows. And I know MTV still makes a killing off of it. Because when I'm flicking channel, whenever you're flicking around and you hear about new series on MTV, it's always some stupid reality show, some former pro athlete with his cars or something. I saw something one day I was flicking through and just bought another car and the wife was upset about it. I'm like, why are we watching this? Watch the celebrities spend their money? Why?
Yeah.
I don't know.
You know, you're watching people live their life. Just go live your own life.
Uh-oh.
That's it. Watch TV to be entertained, but don't watch it to see some shit like that. That's not entertaining. That's just sad.
It's true. All right, so I think
we're still live. We still on? God.
Yeah, I think that concludes our show for this evening. Final shout outs. Dana, you have any final shout outs that you would like to give?
Shout out to the listeners and Hulk Hogan, who's casting his own movie for the whole Gawker situation.
Uh-oh.
He might actually play himself. That would be interesting.
Now, did he get the money? I know they won a lot of money, but I don't know if they were able to get that money because I don't know if Gawker was worth that much.
I don't think it was worth that much. Remember, they shut down after that. So I don't know.
So how much did he actually get?
I don't think it was really about the money. I think it was more about them being bankrupt and having to close its doors.
Yeah, but it's always about money. He won money. It wasn't that money has to go somewhere, and he was being bankrolled by that billionaire. So I just wonder if he did get that money, then he should be straight. You know,
he should be. Well, here's the thing with that. One is his wife. Remember Linda Hogan?
She can't get any of that money because this is from a lawsuit. This is not from earnings.
I know.
She's already collecting money, though.
Yeah, exactly.
And she's upset because she says that he's still hiding money.
Yep.
So the money that he did win, they didn't announce yet whether or not he has it.
Yeah, but she can't touch that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so remember, Gawker it went up on July 8th, I believe. It went up for sale for auction. So whatever money they would make from that, because remember Univision purchased Gawker Media, so whatever money is made for that goes into the bankruptcy estate.
Yeah, and then they get that money, and that's where he would get his. But yeah, no, she's not gonna be able to get any of that stuff because this is all money that's coming from a lawsuit, and this is after the fact. It's not earnings, and this is after the divorce.
Well, she's taking him to court because she's saying that he's hiding money.
Oh, please.
And so Hogan is casting for the Gawker movie, and it's just a whole big thing.
I don't even think there's much of a movie there.
No, they announced everything. They have the title and everything.
No, I know. I'm just saying, like, for viewership reasons. Like, I don't see anything.
Oh yeah, no,
like,
no.
I need to see this. It doesn't sound compelling enough for me to see it.
I think
if we get some of the backstory with how the video was released and that whole thing.
See, I want it to be a Netflix movie.
Maybe it will be.
I don't have to go to the theater to pay. It's not worth that.
Maybe it will be. Or it'll be on one of the other services because that's the next industry to go out the door. We already see GameStop getting ready to close up shop. The next is going to be the movie industry. All these networks are just going to start gobbling up rights for these movies. We saw Netflix do it with that Will Smith movie. Remember?
That was a good movie.
That's what I'm saying. that it's quality movies, and they're actually putting money behind. Says, no, you know what? You guys filmed it, you did it. We want it. We'll put it on our network. Forget about putting it in theaters. And you're gonna see others doing it. You're gonna see Amazon do it. They got money for days, so they're gonna do it, and it's gonna force other networks to do the same. And in turn, it's gonna kill the theaters. You know, already the theaters are hurting. People are like, oh, they're making all this money with Marvel. Those are select movies that do it, and they're making those monies. But all the other movies aren't killing it like that.
True.
It's just not happening. That's why you see movie theaters now changing up and offering other services like Flix and what's the other one? Alamo and stuff, where you can get food and stuff served to you, you know, and there's reclining chairs while you're watching movies, because they're trying to bring that experience, that home experience, to the theater, so that way you would want to go out, because a lot of people just don't go. You know, remember in New York, the big issue was with bed bugs, and the bed bugs were hiding in the cushions, you know, because they could live in the cushions. They would jump off people's coats and clothes and go in the cushions. Then the next group of people come in and they get it on them. You know, and so a lot of people didn't want to go to theaters. I remember when that broke out, maybe around 2013, 2012, it was a serious breakout. And they were talking about those theaters out on 42nd Street, the big Lowe's out there in the Empire, that they were losing money left and right every weekend because people just were scared to go. Nobody wanted bed bugs. But we all know it's all about how do you get people, how do you make the most, get the most money out of people? And we learned that from QVC. You get them when they're home. You don't have to get them to go out and do anything where they're just sitting right there. They could pick up a phone. They could do it. The internet is just like QVC. It's all right there. Instant gratification, instant access. You want that game? You want that movie? Click this damn button. Don't even have to leave your house. You know, so it's just a matter of time before we start seeing, click that button to get that movie you want right now. People are like, oh, it won't happen. That shit happens on international flights. That shit happens when you go to a fancy hotel. I've had a few times go to a fancy hotel and you're in a room and you're like, damn, this movie's in theaters now, and I can order it to watch it in my hotel room. You know, it's there, it's available. So that technology is there. That service is there. It's just a matter of time before we start seeing it on everywhere, whether it's a movie theater app or something that like a Fandango or something that's on your console. It's just a matter of time.
Absolutely.
Would you do it? Would you do it?
Yeah.
Like, think, right? We see movie passes out now, right?
Yep.
That movie pass. Now, what if they worked out a deal with the film production studios, and they got that whole deal worked out where say, hey, there's an app now for Movie Pass on your PS4, on your Xbox, on your phone, or whatever. You pay the same type of price you would in the theater, but you get to watch it at home. Would you do it?
Well, I can confirm right now that will not happen.
I know, but would you do it? Would you do it?
Yeah, well, I would do it if that exists, but that definitely will not happen. Because they, no. I think that's another conversation for another day, though.
Yeah, I don't even know how we got on this. I don't know what the hell has happened. Oh, we're talking about Gawker and Hulk Hogan. You see how far that hole goes? That's it.
Yeah, right, exactly. So that was Dana's shout out. What is your shout out, Adam? Any shout outs you want to give?
I get a shout out to you, Richard Bailey, for traveling all around the U.S. on your U.S. tour, shaking hands, kissing babies, you know.
I don't know about all that.
Going to all these different states and celebrating life and doing all that stuff. So there you go. Shout out to you. Shout out to everybody on Throwdown. They're a happy group. We talk about video games and happiness in life. And what else? A shout out to all the wrestlers in the world for doing what they do. Some for a lot of money, some for almost no money. And that's it. And to all the people that watch this show and listen to it, you know, later on, I think a lot more people just listen to it later, and that's fine. You know, take it on the go with you. People like talk radio. I love talk radio. I was always a big talk radio fan. So for me, this is along the same lines. And that's it. Enjoy. Have a good week.
Absolutely. And I want to give a shout out to all of the fans that continue to check out the site as well as all the content. Thank you for your continued support, and enjoy Extreme Rules, and we will talk to you all next time.